Hey everyone, Tammy Anderson Ward, conference producer for the Energy Healing Conference. And I just want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very special broadcast where we get to learn from and talk with and meet some of the researchers and people who have been involved with energy medicine for decades. I'm pleased to introduce Lisa Nemzo as one of our first guests today. We have several guests coming on. So if you yourself are a professional practitioner, I want to invite you to share this video. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, if you are on YouTube, you can also go ahead and share it or tag some friends, grab that link and text it to friends, people that you know are going to be really interested in learning about these very important topics that we're discussing today. Lisa Nemzo is from the amazing Nemzotics, and I'm so excited. She's been practicing the healing arts since 1985. Y'all, I was 6 years old in 1985. Like, this is awesome stuff. This is real credibility and credentials. And her case history, called Regression Beyond Conception, was presented at the ISSSEEM Research Symposium in November of 2018, showing the session regression release of original imprinting and sustained results of a client after this session and beyond. So this is really cool. She also has on her resume polarity therapy, the board directory from the American Polarity Therapy Association, the president of APTA, the vice president of APTA, and the liaison and the advisor to the president as well, from 2022 to 2023. And she also, in 2019, had the program First All Art Grant accreditation. She did shamanic training with Amanda Fulger in Topanga Canyon in California. Oh my gosh, there's like so much here. Basically, she's the bomb, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her. We're going to go ahead and bring her on first. Welcome today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for all of those accolades. I mean, I'm overwhelmed.
I love it. Well, I just feel really grateful to have you on today for this very important discussion that we're going to be having. And the next one that we're going to be bringing on is Melinda Connor. She is the vice chair on the board of directors for the NCCOEP, and she has a lot of alphabet letters behind her name. I'm going to have her explain what those are briefly once we get her on. But she holds a bachelor degree from Mount Holyoke College with a dual focus in political science and anthropology, a master's degree in acupuncture and oriental medicine from Arizona School of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine, and a doctorate in acupuncture and oriental medicine from the California Institute for Integral Studies in American College of Traditional Chinese Medicine, and her postdoctoral work was completed at the University of Oxford in UK in health sciences research. And that's only half of it. Dr. Connor was the ISSEEM 2011 gold medal winner of the Rustum Roy Emerging Scientist Award for undergraduates. This is like, I feel like I'm like so grateful to know all of these things, because I know them as real people, just, you know, that really care about the energy medicine community. So it's really, really beautiful to see all of this going on behind the scenes. She's trained in a variety of energy systems, styles, and techniques since she was 3. Dr. Connor currently heads Expand Health Research. And I'm going to go ahead and throw her website also up for all of you who are watching, so you guys can check out the stuff that she's been doing as well. And let's go ahead without further ado and bring her on. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
What are all those alphabet letters behind your name? Can you please tell us?
Yeah, so the DAOM is the acupuncture doctorate. It's doctorate in acupuncture and oriental medicine. PG-DIP is the Oxford postdoctoral diploma. AMP means that I'm board certified in alternative medicine, and the last one is the NCCOEP certification. So
there is a lot on there. There is so much. I'm so excited and very honored to have you on today with us. Thank you so much for being here. And then we're going to go ahead and bring out the next person who just won an award. And if you're on my pages and you're on my channels, you probably have already seen Dr. Melinda Connor received a huge accolade, an award recently. And I'm so excited to have her come on and talk a little bit about that as well. She's going to be coming into our conference that's happening June 28th and 29th in Salt Lake City, Utah area. And she's going to be also speaking in regards to, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring her out. I'd love to have you guys have her talk about it. How are you today?
I am good. It is nice to see you again. I'm really excited about coming to the conference.
Me too. Definitely. Tell us about this award that you just won. I know that it hit over 100 media outlets and lots of things happening behind the scenes. I'd love to hear from you.
So I'm actually really excited and really grateful. The International Association of Top Professionals has named me Empowered Woman for 2024. They sent out a press release and all sorts of people apparently picked it up. And I'm kind of going, okay, should I duck and cover now?
Yeah, because I know how humble you are, actually. So I'm like, how's she doing with all of this? 100 media
Not all that well, actually. But while we're here, I also want to announce something. So Lisa Nemzo is now the chair of the board of directors for the National Alliance of Energy Practitioners. And Caitlin is now the chair of the board of directors for the National Certification Center of Energy Practitioners. So they are both new in the positions, making magic, helping the energy healing community to come together, advocating for the energy healing community, making sure that we're represented. In fact, both organizations just presented edits and commentaries to the World Health Organization draft on traditional and complementary medicine, which was very exciting to have that material contributed. So there's all sorts of things that they're working on, both on the national and the international level. So
that's awesome. Congratulations to both of you. That's huge. And definitely we are, I'll just speak for myself, but as a professional energy healing practitioner, thank you for the work that you do in helping to not just keep it credible, right, in many instances, but also helping to spread the information. It's a big part about why I do the conferences, why I even started in the first place. Because when I, just as a young mom, had an instance with my son with an energy healer one time, and it took care of what I really desperately needed to get taken care of. And it took care of it so quickly and affordably. That's why I started even doing the conferences. I'm like, why do more people not know about this? You know what I mean? Like, this is a big deal. And who would have thought 10 years ago when I did that very first conference, we had 1,400 people show up to my very first conference. And now this is going to be our 105th conference and our big 10-year celebration. So thank you so much, Dr. Melinda Connor, for introducing us to both Lisa and Dr. Caitlin Connor as well. Will you go ahead and share with us a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes with the energy medicine community?
All three of us can put in pieces. So
okay, that's great.
Let's start with this WHO draft. The World Health Organization is finally recognizing that traditional medicine is important and is a piece of the healthcare process. They're still kind of struggling with the concept that various forms of traditional medicine, for example, Ayurveda, for example, certain kinds of shamanism and herbal medicine, are actually complete forms of medicine, which are different complete forms. Chinese medicine, different complete forms from Western medicine. They're still calling us complementary care and adjunctive care. And in many cases, that's appropriate. But some of the traditional medicine is also very much a complete healthcare system. So that needs to be recognized as well. So they both have actively, and the boards have been actively working on that. And the Alliance is working very hard on bringing energy healing training programs into the community to develop connection between the different forms. And Lisa, if it's all right with you, would you speak to that for a minute?
Yeah, that's awesome. We would love to hear about that, because this is a big deal, especially for people who they know it works because they've gone and gotten that care for themselves, but yet it's still not recognized. They're like, well, most people just say, I don't need them to recognize it, right? But why is it important for that to actually get that recognition? And by the way, you're muted. So if you want to unmute yourself, Lisa. Just wanted to make sure you know. There you go.
So, in all business, there's what's called supply and demand, correct? Right. So we have an abundance of supply that's unknown in a lot of areas, and an abundance of demand, which is rising right now from people who would prefer to have choices and alternative choices so that they don't have to suffer the side effects, or they can actually do preventative work so that it doesn't manifest out of an energetic disturbance in the body. It can be treated then instead of being treated as a full-blown disease. Yeah. So what we have right now is a division or a separation between the supply and the demand. And we have lack of communication between the supply and the demand. And even within the supply and even within the demand, we have breakdowns of miscommunication. And so what we're trying to do is galvanize galvanize all of the definitions and the communication so that it's clear, it is easily understood, it's not filled with jargon that puts people off in a way that people are already waiting and wanting to get that information. They just don't know a lot of times where to get it, depending on where you live. And by doing that and inviting the schools, inviting the programs to be a part of the Alliance and to be communicating with each other, I often use the music. I mean, I'm involved in music also. So I've always thought, or I used to think that LA or New York, that's the only music, hub in the world. But there's music hubs in Germany, and there's music hubs in Hawaii, and there's music hubs in all these different areas. And if you don't go and look at those things, you think that your world is the only world. Yeah. And so what we're doing is we're reaching out to all different modalities that are in the energy field that meet a certain requirement that we have, and communicating that we want them to be a part of things so that we are all interconnected. Even though it's like being in a grove of trees, we all look like we're the same, but we're really not. Our root systems are completely individuated in the earth, but we're sharing the sun and we're sharing the wind. And our photosynthesis is all completely different than the next tree. So, but together, we're powerful. Numbers can change. And right now we're in pockets and separation. And so our job is to reach out and galvanize everyone to be part of the whole without losing their own individuation. Awesome. And celebrate our differences, and maybe even do some sort of regional types of community outreach where you can come in for a donation only and experience 4 different modalities or that kind of thing, and start to really educate the community, as well as that will feed the practitioners, that will feed the programs and the schools. So it's a large vision to have. And this is really Melinda's vision. I mean, really, it's the only one of its kind. And we're here to really serve that vision because we feel connected to that as well. I hope that's clear.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And do you have any comments about that, Dr. Kate or Dr. Caitlin Connor?
Yeah. Speaking of from the research perspective, since that's something that I do a fair amount of, there's also a lot of research that has been done on the topic. So the Alliance has the bibliography.
Oh yeah, I'll put that link in too.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, going back to the supply and demand thing earlier, there are a lot of people who I think would be more interested and add to both sides, actually, if they understood the research behind it. And the Alliance is providing a place to articulate all of the research that has been done, in part so that we don't, as research scientists who study energy healing, so we don't replicate ourselves unnecessarily. And in part so we do a better job. We have an idea of where the holes are, and we have an idea of how things work and how to design the studies. And it's also providing, there are some misconceptions about various things, and it's providing an area to find accurate information.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really good. I love both of the organizations that you all represent, and am so grateful. I often speak about them with people at the conferences and send people there, especially if they just think it's a bunch of baloney. They think that energy healing is something that I made up. I'm like, you haven't traveled much, have you? I don't want to be rude, but I'm like, I promise this is not just like a Utah thing. In fact, Utah's just figuring it out, you know what I mean, in many instances. And so I feel really, really grateful for both of these organizations for the work that's already been done. Kate, do you want to go ahead and talk about the NCCOEP, what it is, what its purpose is? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. Basically, it's a trade board. We're looking at different ways of getting energy practitioners certified and licensed in the United States. We can't license energy practitioners ourselves. That's handled at the state level. There's a whole bunch of laws around that. But what we can do is similar to the way that acupuncture is handling state licensure, provide a national standard so that you have similar standards across the board, and people, energy healing is very frequently done across state lines at this point in time. So if you have standards that are in multiple states, you can work across state lines. You can get licensed in multiple states and work across state lines more easily. So we have a variety of divisions, since energy healing is not all the same thing. To try and cover as many different types as possible, and are working towards licensure in a variety of places.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited that the NCCOEP is going to have a booth at this year's conference, and Dr. Melinda Connor will be there, and she'll be there to answer questions. Last time, well, actually, it was the very first time you came. It was in 2017. You remember when Donna Eden came and she was the keynote speaker that time, and you had like literally swarms of people standing around your booth because you had lots of gadgets and stuff. Are you bringing any of that equipment so that you can measure the voltage of people's hands and really get into it and talk to people about that?
I am going to bring the GDV, but that's probably most of the equipment that I'm going to bring. It's instead going to be lots of flyers and lots of information this time, books and things. It's a major challenge to ship very expensive toys, scientific equipment. To take a $60,000 piece of equipment and ship it over and ship it back and do the padding, the plywood boxes. So I'm actually carrying what I'm bringing that's scientific equipment on the airplane with me. And the brains, I go through security, and the security people all of a sudden go,
Yeah. What is
and I
this?
say, please don't touch this. You can swab it for gunpowder and things like that, but don't pick it up and put it down.
Yeah, be careful.
It's expensive to replace.
They're
Yeah,
all passive sensors. They don't emit anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lisa, I hope to have you come to a conference soon. It will be so fun to have you come and teach a class as well, especially because a lot of the research is taught as part of the Alliance. Can you share a little bit more about what the Alliance does as well? There might be people that are on right now that they don't even know about it, and I'd love to have them be educated about it.
We are collecting data right now that will, whoops, we've got somebody just.
Oh, yeah, I was just sharing a comment. That's all.
Well, okay, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. So we're collecting data from state to state. We're working on a USA map where each of the states has got legislation or freedom laws or they have a bill on the floor, and we're supplying the research information so that if there needs to be an alert, go to that meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
We're collecting that data so that we're giving that over to the CC board, and then they take the action to do that.
That's awesome.
Having the communication between all of the programs that are part of the Alliance
Mhm.
will help us get more accurate information. And
Yeah.
we're just beginning to form those alliances, and also, we have a new board, and so we're learning to work together. But it's very exciting. The board is amazing. It's just an amazing group of people, and we will. Our goal is to put energy medicine and energy healing on the map and have it be a big part of leading, and changing the face of healthcare. This is what we want and what's so important. So I don't have any other details at this point. And I have to say that there's a part of me after meeting you and talking with everybody, I really want to come to the conference.
Oh, yeah. Well, just to kind of give you an idea of what the conference looks like, there's 150 different organizations and also professional practitioners and shops that come together in the vendor hall. Then we have 4 different classes that are all set up in theater style seating where people can come in, listen to lectures. They can also experience quite a few different group opportunities there as well. Then we have another room that is a big activity room, and it has chairs set up around the perimeter of the room. And there's all different kinds of things that happen in the activity room, things like sound healing, breath work. There's a sacred cacao ceremony where they actually do, it's kind of like a combination of movement and breath. We also have several different varieties of yoga. And I mean, there's like family constellation demonstrations. There's so many different types of different activities and options. So there's really something for everyone. And actually, we encourage families to also attend. So there's even going to be activities for families to come together and do different work as well. And we are expecting over 3,000 attendees to this conference. Friday night, we're also going to be joined with a live band. And I'm very excited about that one because, they're going to be playing some good music, and it's just a big fun celebration amongst professional practitioners and those who are really interested in the energy healing community. And I want people to come together and get connected. And that's really what the whole event is about. And so, yeah, I'm excited. It's a lot of fun. I feel like a little girl in a candy store, it's like I geek out so hard on it. It's just so fun. So, but right now our schedule has about 80 different class and activity opportunities to choose from over those 2 days. And on Thursday, the day before, we'll also be having a mastermind opportunity for professional practitioners as well. So we also do offer this as a community outreach, and we never turn people away due to any sort of financial. So we offer free tickets for people who are interested in participating in the event. I just love it. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much, you guys. I've got all these people saying thank you. Thank you so much for this information. Working as a whole, give people a better understanding that this is not just hocus pocus. Again, thank you so much to all. Absolutely. And that thank you goes to each one of you who are on our live today. I just appreciate you guys so much. Looks like we lost Dr. Kate there. I'll go ahead and pull her off for just a moment. But thank you guys so much. Hi, Mary. How are you? Okay. Dr. Melinda, is there any closing comments that you have for today about, especially about your recent award, the things that are going on with the NCCOEP, and then, of course, Earth Songs? Will you please go ahead and touch on each one of those?
Well, let's see. First, I want to say that the Alliance has on its homepage, halfway down on the left-hand side, a link to bibliographies of 15,000 peer-reviewed journal articles which give energy healing a empirical base, an evidence base. We are no longer in the place of talking through our hats. We have an evidence base now. It's not as large as I would like to have it. I'd like to have a couple of 100,000. Name to all of you clinicians out there, please, please, please go ahead and write up case studies for them. We'll help you get them published. We'll get that information into the literature. And then the next thing is IOATP. They have been marvelous. They're a wonderful, wonderful group to work with and to be a part of. They do lots of nonprofit work. They do lots of work all over the world supporting different kinds of organizations, and they recognize lots of really amazing people. I have met the most amazing people through that organization. It's been really, really cool. So I share that for what it is worth. Take a look at IOATP in the International Association of Top Professionals. And then if you have something really interesting and really different going on with you, I'm starting to open my practice back up again. While I was chair of the Alliance, I had closed it back down because I felt, for me personally, I wanted to be able to represent everybody equally. And I couldn't do that if I was pushing my own practice. So I had closed my own practice down, and I am starting it up again. So, you know, if you have something that you think is cool and interesting that you're going through, feel free to email me and let's talk.
Awesome. Which email would you prefer them to use? And I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen and in the comments for them.
earthsongs@earthlink.net. So lots of earth in it. Very good.
I love it. Very appropriate.
And then last but not least, I want to invite energy practitioners, whether or not you support health freedom, whether or not you want to see licensure, whether or not you want to see anything happen, get nationally certified. It is a professional level standarding credential where everybody in the community agrees to a set of ethics. Everyone in the community agrees to a set of standards of practice. And we show that we're professionals. We're not blowing smoke. So take a look at the NCCOEP website, nccoep.org. Take a look and see what's out there. What is happening in terms of the different divisions. We've actually identified differences between types of energy work, you know, things like that. So this is important steps. So make a cause for your own future as a practitioner, become nationally certified. All right, that's
really beautiful. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody the correct email. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen. Does that look correct? If people would like to reach out to you, earthsongs@earthlink.net. Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much. All right. And then what about for your closing comments, Lisa? I'll let you go ahead and have a chance as well.
I think that we have, sometimes the timing just lines up, and the time is now. The need is now, the time is now for us to collaborate together, and the gateways are open for all these energy healing medicine gatherings to start happening so that we can be of service individually and collectively supporting the masses. And it is a time where the need is great.
Yeah.
And whether you're a practitioner or whether you have a school or whether you're running a program or you're doing workshops, the place to be is the NAOEP or the NCC OEP.
Awesome.
It's where to be.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and I've included the links to all of those as well. And I also just added your Facebook as well, so people can reach out to you if they have any specific questions about polarity therapy, maybe the NAOEP, anything else that you would want them to reach out to you about specifically, Lisa?
Specifically, I think that people know what they want to know. So, if they, I'm a good networker. So if you need something, I usually know where to find it or get it or who to send you to.
Awesome.
I
love that.
That's one of my strengths. So if you have some questions, I'm really happy to be of service.
I love that.
And I definitely put my email, although that's not Facebook, but that's up to you guys if you want to use that or not.
Yeah, that's okay. That's awesome. There's the Facebook for you as well. So the people are watching, you can go back to the YouTube channel. You can get any of these links that have been coming up across the screen, or you can also look in the chat as well in the comments. All of those will be listed, and this is available on replay, so people will be able to go back and watch as well if they want to get connected with you. And I did put the bibliography one up just because when I was very first learning about the different organizations that were out there, that was my go-to link. That was my favorite thing. And I am not a scientist. I still consider myself a novice in many instances, many modalities. However, my, I guess you could say, like, passion is getting this information out there. So maybe I don't have the letters behind my name, but I know who does, and I know where to find the information. And it's your organizations that I commonly send people to again and again and again, because they can go find that.
I'm going to talk you into doing a doctorate yet, Tammy.
I know. I thought about it, but now I have only four kids at home. So 4 of them have moved out. I have 4 left. I'm halfway done with my family. So yeah, Lisa, this is my family. This is no joke. I got my grandkids here this weekend too. So.
Wow. This is my first time meeting you, and I am just so grateful to know you and to have that. It just feels, we all can feel your support and your passion, and it matters, and it's contagious in a way, in a good way.
Yay. Well, that's a good thing to be contagious about, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I want you to know that a couple of years ago, I experienced some severe health issues, and I had a brain injury. And it was the members on the board with me for the NCCOEP that supported me so much. And I felt their love from across multiple states, all the way from New York to California, all over. And they would reach out to me and just say, "How are you doing today?" and send me packages and just love me. And I just felt so much support from them. And I would do anything for any one of them. I just am so appreciative. And Dr. Kate, it's been a pleasure to have you on as well. I'd like to give you a chance to also go ahead and make any closing remarks before we're done today. Oh yeah, you're muted there, sweetie. I don't think I can unmute you.
Gotten it?
There we go. Gotcha.
Okay, excellent. Again, regardless of how you feel about licensing versus health freedom, check what the current situation in your state is. A lot of them have changed.
How do they do that?
Sorry?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. How do they do that?
It depends on the state. Pretty much all of are listed on the internet, but finding them is actually kind of difficult. You can look at bills that are upcoming. If you actually go to your state legislature website, they'll have all of them listed and you can review them. But a couple of states have actually changed laws without going through a bill process to just change scope of practice and include energy healing under other boards that already exist. So check for your area, see what your current state laws are. They can be odd.
Yeah. Well, not everybody has a political science degree, so I apologize. I was like, I don't even know how to do that. How do you do that? Like, so you go to your
state legislature. If you Google is your friend in this. If you Google your specific state legislator and upcoming bills, you should get a fairly comprehensive list. My poli-sci degree did not help with this. Didn't cover any part of this.
Well, I appreciate you giving us kind of a heads up on that. Lisa says that's how the Alliance will be helpful. We will be posting what's going on with each state and its current legislation. Lisa, if you happen to have a spot on the website where people can go to find that, if you'll let me know, then I can go ahead and post that. We have about 35,000 on Facebook right now and a very large email list since we've been traveling around and doing so many conferences. And I thank you so much. And I would be happy to share that information with people as well. I know that a lot of people in the state of Utah were not very happy when the massage therapy laws recently changed about, I think it was like only like a very minimal amount of hours in order to now be a massage therapist. And people were thinking that that would be abused and maybe not even be a safe thing. It's like a safety concern for a lot of people. But I know that in some states, they are looking at putting Reiki under a massage therapy license, and Reiki practitioners don't necessarily need a massage therapy license. Yes, the ethics is good, but you know, and I'm not a political science major or anything like that, but I'm just like, this is curious. I'm just like watching it. How can I help, you know, the whole community, both for consumers and professionals, you know? So that'll be really good. Thank you for sharing that with me. Really. So yeah, Lisa says, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Different skills. We need a board of our own. It's very simple. Putting energy healing, any kind of energy under existing boards and fix the problem because they're different.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like saying, you know, well, you know how cosmetology license they'll cover a big broad thing, but then if people are doing just nails, they might not need to know how to do hair and everything, right? So I kind of look at it like that. If they're doing Reiki, they don't need the whole massage therapy license. So I don't know. I think it's really important to help educate and just get people to even know about it. Because if they don't know about it, how can they protect their rights? You know what I mean? So, well, thank you guys so much for your time today. Very, very appreciated. Looking forward to seeing you soon, Dr. Melinda. Lisa, if you get a chance that you can come out and squeeze in a couple days, give yourself a break from that move, go ahead and just let me know and we'll make some room for you, okay? Be happy to have you as our guest. All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to get to meet you and get to know you better today. Thank you all for watching. If this is of interest to you and your community, please go ahead and share this video. If you are interested in receiving a complimentary ticket, general session ticket to the upcoming Energy Healing Conference, you can go ahead and send me a private email here at tammy@hopehavenevents.com and let me know that you'd like to come, and I'd be happy to send you one your way. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks all.